matrix is represented in a square bracket, okay, inside a square bracket. So first we will see that what are the types of matrices. So first type of matrix is square matrix. What is the concept of square matrix? Square matrix means the number of rows and the number of columns must be same. Then that type of matrix is known as square matrix. For example, here a matrix is represented by a set A. Now you can see in this matrix A, we have two rows and two columns. So this is known as a square matrix. Now this is a matrix of 3 into 3. 3 into 3 means this matrix B has 3 rows, 1, 2 and 3, and 3 columns as well. So this is known as square matrix of order 3 into 3. Now this matrix C is represented by 4 into 4 square matrix. So you can see in this matrix there are 4 rows and 4 columns as well. So this is an example of square matrix with order 4 into 4. Now the next type of matrix is this diagonal matrix. What is the concept of diagonal matrix? The main thing is diagonal means the diagonal element. You can see 3, 2, 7. These three numbers are placed in diagonal place. Fine. So these diagonal elements will exist, but the non-diagonal element will be considered as 0 in this diagonal matrix. Fine. Only diagonal element will exist, otherwise non-diagonal element will be 0. This is the matrix of 3 into 3, and this is an example of 4 into 4 matrix where 7, 3, 5, 2. This is diagonal elements. So diagonal elements will always exist, and apart from diagonal elements, rest of the elements will be 0. So this is an example of diagonal matrix with order 3 into 3, and this is of order 4 into 4. Next type of matrix is scalar matrix. Now you can see there are similar type of concept in diagonal matrix and scalar matrix, but the main difference is in diagonal matrix the diagonal elements exist, but they may be same or they may be of different numbers like 3, 2, 7. So this is a kind of diagonal matrix. But what happens in scalar matrix? In scalar matrix the number of diagonal elements will always be same. Like if 2 is written here, then diagonal elements will be of 2, 2, 2. We cannot change the diagonal elements. So if this kind of matrix exists, then this is an example of scalar matrix. Means diagonal element में आपके सारे elements वो order 2 into 2 का हो या order 3 into 3 का हो या 4 into 4 का हो, but diagonal elements में numbers will always be same. Next example you can see, this is an example of order 2 into 2 matrix. So diagonal element is 1, 1. It means this is an example of scalar matrix. Fine. So here I have told you about square matrix, diagonal matrix and scalar matrix. Now the next type of matrix is unit or identity matrix. Now what is the concept of this unit or identity matrix? In unit or identity matrix, what happens? The diagonal element will always be considered as 1. Diagonal element का value हमेशा 1 रहेगा. It means this is an example of unit or identity matrix, and non-diagonal elements will always be 0. So this is an example of unit or identity matrix of order 2 into 2. Let us see an example of order 3 into 3 matrix. Same concept will be followed here. Diagonal element will always be 1, 1, 1, and non-diagonal elements will always be 0. So this is an example of unit or identity matrix with order 3 into 3, that is 3 rows and 3 columns. Now next type of matrix is considered as row matrix and then column matrix. In row matrix, what happens? You can see I have given you here an example, that is A equals to 257. In row matrix, the element in rows only exist, not a single column will exist. Fine. In row matrix, only rows will exist, and in column matrix, you can see this is an example of column matrix with elements 3, 5, and 4. So in column matrix, only columns will exist, no rows will be there. So this is an example of row matrix, and this is an example of column matrix. Now next type of matrix is zero matrix, or it is also known as null matrix. In zero matrix or null matrix, whatever the example is, like this is an example of 2 rows and 3 columns. So, and this is an example of 3 rows, 3 rows, yes, 3 rows and 2 columns. So it is written here 3 into 2, and this is an example of 2 rows with 3 columns. So it is written here 2 into 3. Now, in zero matrix or null matrix, only 0 elements will exist there. Apart from 0, in any of the rows or any of the columns or in any of the diagonal place, not a single elements apart from 0 will exist. So this is an example of zero matrix or null matrix. So this topic was all about types of matrix. Apart from this topic, you can see or you can take help for the topics transpose of a matrix and addition of a matrix. The link will be given in the description box. So you can take help from there step by step. That topics transpose and addition of a matrix is also explained there.